everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for Island in the Sky. I'm definitely a professional streamer, and I haven't messed anything up, and no one noticed anything. But we're here for a new episode. That last-minute change of the title to Brotherhood, I think I'm going to blame it on that. That's what messed me up. I'm going to totally blame it on that. That was why I'm not prepared.
My bad.
It's totally Jack's fault. Speaking of Jack, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us about the Island in the Sky.
Hi guys, I'm Jack. I go by Jacob on the internet. I'm apparently the guy that changes the name of the episode at the last minute and messes up all of Mike's. Very careful planning. He's had this stream already. It was perfect 3 weeks ago, and I trashed it.
It's true.
So my bad.
He's the worst.
I am the worst. People can find me being the worst on Twitter at JackoBuddy. And they can also find me under the same name on DM's Guild, Patreon, all the different places where people do things. Playing tabletop games and writing things for tabletop games, like a true nerd. And and Island in the Sky is the campaign we're playing tonight. It is a homebrew 5th edition D&D game in a homebrew setting. We just found out that there's robots in this setting and all kinds of cool, weird things. Things are only going to get weirder tonight, I'm sure. So it should be a lot of fun.
Sweet. And since chat's currently rioting, Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I am playing Tisla Onyx Fist, our underground, we'll call her. She's technically a mountain dwarf, but she comes from under the ground, and she has tough fists made of onyx, stone, and crystal. And she's seeing the world above ground kind of for the first time. And she's never seen a robot or a giant worm, and she did both of those last episode. She punched them. It hard.
That's true. You did do that.
It works sometimes-ish.
Speaking of seeing worms and robots and not punching them, but attacking them. Speedy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I would never hurt a worm.
It's true.
I'm Speedy. You can find me everywhere at Not So Speedruns, where I play games and stuff. You can also find the charity community on Cast Together on Twitter and Twitch, where there's a bunch of stuff for mental health and a bunch of streamers involved. I am playing today Wesley Meacham, or Wes, our good boy paladin who only wants what's best for this world and is grappling with doubts about the goddess's will as we've started to uncover some more sinister changes to this magical world we live in.
Isn't that the guy from Iron Fist? Oh, that's Ward Meacham. But the W got me. I was like, wait a minute, did you secretly name your guy the guy from Iron Fist?
I've never watched
the entire
Iron
time?
Fist.
There's the whole other side of the family is named Meacham, and I was like, have you just been suddenly playing a character from Iron Fist the entire time? And I just caught on.
God, no.
There's also a Meacham in House of Cards.
I haven't watched that one yet. I know. Shame on me.
I don't know where I got the name Meacham from. It sounded familiar. I thought maybe I had a friend with that name, but I checked Facebook and I don't. I really do not know what made me think of it.
Sweet. You guys ready for this segue? Speaking of being a princess, Kenny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Amazing segue. Hashtag not a princess. I'm Kenny Hill. You can find me all over the internet as Kenny Hill. I feel terribly overdressed. I am also missing the mohawk, the hashtag no hawk, and Human's fancy little laurel. What's up with that, Mike?
My ears are cold.
Yeah?
Like in real life. I've had a hat on all day. I've been chilly in life today, and I was like, I'm putting my hat on. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yes, sorry, I'm Sam's Hawk this week.
That's okay. We're actually dressed for the temperature and the climate. We all have hats on, we have hoodies on, we're ready to be cold in the frozen tundra. So it's totally on brand.
Hello, actually.
See? So before we get into things, guys, I will drop a word from our sponsors. We are sponsored by two people for this show. That's not how you spell sponsors, guys. Our first sponsor is, of course, the Dice of Rolling, which is a complete set of color-coded polyhedral dice featuring optimized quantities for 5th edition. As I've said several times, these are great for new players. I plan on getting some for Christmas. It is right around the corner, or so every convenience store in America would have you believe. So pick them up now. Use coupon code UMG, save $1, and kick back some cash to the show. The second one is Reliant Games. They are ready and willing for all of your podcast hosting needs. Run by Jack here himself. He will edit your podcasts, get them up on the cloud, all that kind of RSS things, and put them out there for you. In fact, he's doing that to this show here, soon available for your ear holes. The last thing I will plug, actually the second last thing I will plug is last week we started a new Patreon. Go check that out. The ultimate goal of the Patreon is to pay the people you see here, not make me a full-time streamer. I want to pay the GMs, I want to pay the players, and I can't do that unless you guys help me out, because this is expensive. And the last thing is check the donation section down below. We have brand new donations specific to Island in the Sky. So check those out and spread some of the love. With that, Jack, take us into the island. Or the frozen north. Wherever.
Maybe both. All right, so just a quick review. Last time, the party set out as a big ol' happy family to go fight a giant ice worm. Little did they realize that the giant ice worm, worshipped as a god called Azestinai, was in fact saying the words access denied because it was a giant metal robotic worm with a door on top that opened whenever Alethea, who's hashtag not a princess, put her eye up to it, and it allowed her inside. The party went inside, found some things, and yeah,
we just walked in. It was fine.
Just walked in, and then it blew up. Then it blew up. So
we triggered a bomb.
I had no idea. That was why I was named that.
Whoops.
Yeah, I just learned that. You should see, though, my phonetic spelling of what I thought you were saying.
Oh, you didn't realize that was what the name was?
No, not until you just said that.
None of
I actually thought Azestinai was it.
As soon as he when he said the name of the thing and it was only saying one thing, I was like, I wonder what that would be. It seems like I'm supposed to know what that is. And then as soon as it was revealed as a robot, I was like, oh, it's gonna be something like really stupid that a robot would say, isn't it? And then I heard it and was like, God damn it.
Well, why didn't you say something?
I had no idea.
I did. I was like, I fucking knew it. You can go back and check the tapes. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said.
See, I thought Mike too was like, I knew it, but I guess maybe he just meant like it being a robot and the door being locked. I thought he meant like the name.
Nope.
Man, I thought you were on top of things. Nope. My bad.
I'm
we're on top of them now.
Good job, guys. Great teamwork there. So y'all blew up the worm, went back and reported it to Carvos. We had a really awe moment, and we wrapped up with a big group awe. And I'm sure those kind of vibes will continue for the rest of the campaign with nothing bad ever happening ever again to the Best Friends Club.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah, speaking of nothing bad ever happening again, let's dive back into today's session. So everyone woke up the next morning after having sweet dreams given to them by Human and his magical powers as everyone's best friend. And you got your snow gear on, your supplies ready, and Carvos began leading you on a journey to meet the old master. This journey takes about a week. So we're going to jump to one night when the party everyone is sitting around the fire, and the stars are out. It's a very beautiful night. You're up kind of on like an icy ridge on the road, maybe a couple days away from your destination. So how has everyone been handling this journey up to this point, and what would y'all be doing on a night like tonight before you go to your tents and sleep for the night?
I mean, I'm still remembering that one night that Human did the magic to us, and I have never slept so good in the past, I don't know, 2 decades.
We become addicted. Just
it
sleep again.
Gotta get some of that.
It was very nice. It does feel like there's an addictive quality to it. I've probably been pestering him about it for the last couple of nights. But in the meantime, I am definitely like working on some calculations and equations and tinkering with some of the equipment that I brought along with me, kind of prepping some I mean, explosives might be a strong word. That makes it sound kind of like aggressive.
But that's what it is. Yeah.
So I'm working on stuff.
I think every morning Human wakes up and he uses his patent-pended druid craft to make a small orb that tells the weather. And he wakes up every morning and the thing glows and, hey guys, it's gonna snow.
He's joking, right?
No, it's gonna snow again today.
Tisla's like probably shivering to the core.
Chest deep in snow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cold today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Buckle up.
He's been right every other day.
That's pretty much how Human works. I haven't been wrong yet.
Tisla looks grumpy about it. So you tell the weather or you change it. Because if you could change it, I would prefer sunshine, please.
No, I can just tell what it's gonna be.
Well, that is useless.
No, well, what if it's gonna rain and you didn't bring your umbrella?
Well, if it rains up here, it turns to snow, right?
Well, what if it was gonna snow
So
and you didn't bring a hat?
I didn't.
Well, now you know, and next time you'll bring a hat.
Tisla looks like an eye twitches in frustration.
See? Prepared. Right, Wesley? His armor.
Right, Human.
Yes, how's Wes been handling all this?
Wes has been he's been kind of, despite the cold, warming up to it a little bit. And just like warming up to the group a little bit more. No longer finding or getting past the kind of finding them all to be strange and somewhat annoying, and just sort of starting to appreciate their quirky weirdness. I will say he's probably also still praying a lot, and I think you probably see him looking through his holy book pretty often. And after like what we've heard and gone through, he's started to like read through scriptures with like a quill in hand, and is like circling different passages and like making notes in the sides, and like trying to kind of understand like what all this could mean for his religion, and like why would the goddess not be making magic right now.
Cool. Yeah, so on one particular very snowy night, everyone's kind of huddled around the fire. Carvos, your guide, included, and the big man with his kind of thick furred leather armor is kind of bent over and is probably like preparing a dinner for the night, being very versed on like how to cook out here and things like that. And he kind of looks over towards your group, not having spoken much to you on this journey, other than just maybe some directions on how to get past certain obstacles. He says, tell me, why is it that you're seeking the old master?
He has knowledge. He seems to know more than anyone else we've encountered so far.
Knows about what?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't be standing up here, waste time in the snow.
I think what Tisla is trying to get at is, we have questions and problems that we need solutions for, and we've been told by Father Giles that the old master is the one that we need to find in order to get the solutions and answers that we are looking for.
Interesting. Makes sense, I suppose. One holy man sending you to another.
Plus, there was this one time where we were fighting a bunch of guys. You remember, we were on the mountain, and then I whooshed them all, and then he was like, "Whoa!" And he came down and was like, "Stop fighting, everyone. They're friends."
But
So-
those were his men.
No, I know. That's why I said he remembers. And so he called us friends. So I want to go meet my new friend.
Yeah, sorry about that again.
Well, sorry about your friends that I wished. Hope they're okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the one that I killed. Still.
Oh, it's okay.
Knew what he signed up for. He was
I'm
a soldier.
not sorry. They attacked us.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
And now
Oh.
we're friends.
So
It's weird up here,
I
huh?
think that we each can say sorry, but we all drew fist, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
soldiers know what they sign up for.
I don't really know how to draw, but
Yes, that's true.
I'm not a soldier.
I'm
How
a
far
human.
to this old master? It's cold and long. We've been under the right trail a week.
Well, we should be there tomorrow. As long as no one with short, stocky legs holds us up for too long.
Well, I don't see nobody here by that description.
I think he's talking about you.
Yes, human.
Because you're
I
little.
know.
You're little. Like a little.
Not little. I'm stout.
No, you're little. I'm big.
I'm
You're like
stout.
a bee.
Human, calling someone little can be kind of insulting sometimes.
Oh. No, I was just saying that she's small compared to me.
I know.
Like grass
just-
is small compared to a tree. The grass doesn't mind.
It's all right. He doesn't know that I'm not a plant, clearly, and my size cannot be.
Well, a
compared-
rock is small compared to a mountain.
But a rock has no brains
Yeah, but you have rocks.
or feelings.
Oh. You don't talk to the rocks? I figured
No,
because...
I punch rocks.
Oh. I figured because you were part rock that you would talk to the rocks.
I'm not part rock.
You're not part rock?
Who told you, man, I was part rock?
You have rocks growing out of you.
But that doesn't make me part rock.
It doesn't?
No. Just
I have
means
fur
that.
growing out of me and I'm part wolf.
Yeah, but are you part fur?
No, but I'm part wolf. Alethea has part robot growing out of her and she's
I
part
guess-
robot.
I guess by that logic, then, if she has rocks growing out of her, then she would
She's
be part mountain.
I would like to take this opportunity to freak Human out.
Okay.
Because I hear this and I'm just like, it's like, at first, I'm amused because seeing Tisla kind of flustered is amusing to me. But when he's like, she's part robot, I'm just sort of like, no. So I just like take, because it's an armature arm. Anyways, and it's like connect, I have like the elbow piece, but I just pop my arm off. And I just am like, this.
Oh no! Are you
Have you-
okay?
Have you always been able to take your limbs off?
Yeah, this is fake. This, I mean, obviously, have you looked at it? It's fake. It's. I made it myself, and Human. Just because somebody has, pieces of them that aren't, they don't seem like they're part of them, doesn't mean that it's not part of them.
Wesley, do your parts come off?
No.
My. Well, all right,
I mean,
David.
they do, but they don't go back on again.
Oh, don't do
I-
that.
Well,
Yeah,
Can you put
please
it
don't.
back on? Oh,
well, I can pluck mine. I guess kinda.
do they go
And,
back in?
Oh no! Now we just have
Oh.
gems.
Oh,
Oh, that's good though.
those are
I mean,
shiny.
anything, I guess.
Usually, that plucks a couple.
I can just turn into animals. This is neat. I'm learning so much about everyone. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't really do that. The only thing that I kind of have is like, the goddess blessing,
But you have two
Touching.
dads and a mom, so that's different.
I still only have one dad
Nope.
and one mom.
You called him father.
Do you have religion where you come from, Tisla?
Kinda.
Do you call like the religious figures father?
No, we don't really
Okay.
worship a figure as much as we worship the earth. Kind of like human, just a little different.
Yeah.
Or people and
More like-
lore and stories.
I like stories.
Well, do you want me to tell you the story of my people, of how we get these fists?
Yes.
So one time, there was a giant collapsing with the miners. This was ages ago. And it said that my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, she, in fact, decided to punch her way out to save her people from the collapse. And in doing so, she embedded rocks inside of the bones. And the earth granted her the capability of using them as weapons. And so every couple generations, the rock fist passes down. And we became known as the Onyx Fist clan.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
Those couple pieces that you so those aren't going back on.
No, but you want them, the gems.
Yeah.
I have lots. And she opens up a pouch and she pours it out in her hand, and there's like gemstones that have like fallen off in bits and pieces. She goes, I make jewelries out of them sometimes when I got the time. Would you like some?
Yeah. So I'm just like
Just
scrape
like-
up a little handful, not for their monetary value, mind you.
Of
I wanna,
course
like,
not.
grind these up with like my mortar and pestle
Oh yeah.
into like a powder, and I want to set them on fire and see if they do anything.
Yeah. They're just like chunks and rocks pieces that are broken off her fist and her skull, I guess, because they grow out around her mohawk. So
So how
Let me
fast do
know when
those
you do
grow?
that. Yeah, let me know when you do that. We'll do some rolls on that.
yeah, they're kind of like this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little gem. I don't know how fast they grow, but they take time sometimes. I mean, I don't pluck them every day, but the culture makes it easier for them to break.
Weird.
So can I?
No,
set
I mean
them
not
up?
No!
like no.
Do a trick?
Weird.
I mean like in a cool way. Like how you know, it's cool that Alethea has like this like a gun for an arm. You know, that's cool. It's weird.
Oh yeah, she shoots from her fingertips,
Mm-hmm.
I know, I saw that. That was neat.
and she might be a princess.
That's true.
She doesn't like that word. Why don't you like that word?
What's this about a princess?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
It's nothing. It's just cool. Us, we know things.
It's just a running joke, really. It's a joke. These
Yeah.
funny friends that they say with
But-
things.
But it's not a joke.
Because the worm said it.
That's right.
The only princess I know is Princess Anna, and that's definitely not her.
I know
Yeah.
Princess Anna.
Oh?
Yeah, she's little. Like, I mean, she's little.
What
And he, like,
Yeoman's
looks at
trying to
his
say
left-
is he's dreamed about the princess,
I
like
did.
all of us,
And
right?
she has blonde hair, and she does magic, and she's a nice lady. That one? Same Anna?
I mean, that's what she looks like, but I don't know anything about dreams. Maybe you
Oh.
saw her one time.
Maybe. Do you know where she is? I've been looking for her.
Probably with her mother.
Where
We
is
know
she?
this Yeoman. She's in the castle,
Oh,
in the tower, where the princesses belong, right?
right. Where the princesses belong.
Oh, you mean her? Yeah, we'll take her back if we find out that she's really a princess.
Okay.
You're all very bad at keeping secrets.
Yeah, aren't they? How do we even?
Was it a secret? Why didn't you tell me it was supposed to be a secret?
What?
Well, she's not the emperor's daughter, is she? I mean, that would be
No.
a princess, but
Well,
Guys,
that's what. Well,
what's a secret?
oh, Yeoman. Have you ever shared something that only you and somebody else ever shared?
No.
Have you ever talked to the trees and said,
Yes.
"Hey, trees, I'm going to share something with you, but don't tell the leaves"?
No. Because they're attached. And that's not how trees work. And sometimes the wind hears you, and sometimes animals hear you, and sometimes the grass can hear you.
Are there things, Human, that you don't want nobodies to know about?
No.
Well, Human, I don't know that I can really explain to you what a secret is. Sometimes
Okay.
Most people don't tell everyone everything, right?
Is that what you called it when you didn't tell us you were a princess? Was it a secret the whole time?
Not a princess, but yes, I have kept secrets, things that I don't want to tell anybody for safety, because not everybody can be trusted. Trust.
You can tell me everything.
Well,
I'm good at listening. You can tell me all your secrets.
well, Yuman, not everybody's as nice as you are.
I know.
This is...
Like me.
Oh, you were okay.
Like,
You just needed a good whoosh, and then you calmed down.
Oh, okay, Yuman. All right. You don't ever want to hurt nobody, right, Yuman?
Right.
What
Unless
if...
I have to eat them.
Right. What if, Yuman? What if the things that you say openly, in full truths, put somebody at harm?
Oh.
Right. So I think when people keep secrets, it's because they want to stay safe.
Oh.
Right. So secrets aren't about being mean. They're about making sure that certain things aren't learned by certain bad people, so they can't hurt you.
Oh.
Right.
You guys can tell me all your secrets because I won't hurt you at all.
Oh, Yuman, I pat you.
I know you won't.
I pat.
No, but it's true. Secrets can keep people safe, but generally speaking, if you're a good person, you don't have anything to hide. You shouldn't really have to be afraid of sharing the truth.
You know, no, secrets can also be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Secrets can be bad. I don't know, Yuman. Maybe you're right. Maybe the best policy is just to be honest and a good damn person.
That's what I did.
I like
I
that. Like,
Oh,
be
no,
damn
they got me kicked out of the Kingdom of Magic.
secrets?
What was your secret?
Remember, I discovered the Queen using magic to prolong her life.
Oh,
I
yeah, you
confronted
told
her
me
about
that.
it and got exiled for it.
That's a big old secret.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of took this whole journey because I didn't like secrets. So I guess I'm with Yuman. I said we'd be open and honest here.
Yay!
Well, in that case, what are you going to talk to the old master about?
We want to find out why magic doesn't exist because we had a dream that had Anna in it.
It's true. It was a shared dream. Also not a lie. Yuman was right. We did dream about her, all of us.
I didn't even say that.
His
Usually
eye
it's
just
me.
got like super wide.
It was very weird. And then we met each other and we kind of became
Best friends.
best friends, yeah. And now we're standing in the cold.
Well, why didn't you tell me this in the first place? Then I wouldn't have wasted your time going after a giant worm.
Well, we needed to find
it wasn't
a worm
no
because that's
waste
how
of
we
time.
found-
Have you ever seen a giant worm?
That's how we found out that Alethea was a princess.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. She put her eyeball to a thing.
You're all very strange.
Wesley, doesn't it feel nice to tell the truth? That's what I do. And then you guys look at me funny sometimes.
I mean, I never didn't tell the truth.
It's true.
That's
I just
true.
never asked.
That's fair. I like you.
Well, so, you know what? No team policy. Truth.
Truth.
I like
Right?
that
Let's
one.
tell the truth. That's why I'm out here. I want to know the truth about this strange piece of rock in the sky. You don't look like you like that, Alethea.
I mean, I just think that there is a time where someone might omit certain knowledge for reasons.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that, but that would also be the excuse that my elders gave my clan and why none of the dwarves know that any of this exists.
The dwarves don't know they live in the sky?
Not all of them. I mean, I just learned myself a few weeks ago when I punched a hole through the Sitza Island.
And how'd that make you feel?
It made me feel like I had missed out on everything that's wonderful about the surface and other races. And then when I told them, I was like, wait, we live in a giant island in the sky. And then they were like, well, shh, don't tell nobody because we're going to omit certain information from our people because it's for their safety.
Maybe it's because dwarves that find out they live in the sky quickly lose home and explore the surface instead of mining.
Well, but look at these mountains. There are other places to mine. And, you know, it's important that we tell our people that, well, land and rock and stuff is scarce. Truth is the whole point I'm trying to make. I think, Alethea, you're right. There is some very special, very minute, particular things that sometimes you need to sit on until it's the right time to share it. But damn it, human has a heart of gold. No, and we made it this far, and we fought the worm, and if we do it together, and we stand together, it's different than telling the truth by yourself.
Okay. But I'm just saying, they're fine. No, fine. Team policy. I will do my best to team policy and share the information that I know.
Is there anything you want to tell us right now?
I don't have anything particular. I wish I could tell you what you wanted to hear, but I have no idea why that stupid worm opened up because you shoved my eyeball into some apparatus to whatever, and I don't know why. I have one goal that I wanted to accomplish by coming on this trip in the first place, and that is to solve the magical crisis so that we don't all die.
I'm with her on that too, and Human's truth.
We will.
And this goddess lady, I wants to meet her. You keep talking about her.
I mean, she's not like a person you can just meet.
You worship something you can't see.
What was that, Alethea?
Not even real.
Oh.
What do you mean she's not real? I mean, I know what you mean. I know that the people in the Iron Nation don't believe, but
just it's silly. It's silly, and it doesn't make any sense. And even if it were true, she would be a terrible person in the first place. But she's not even real. And
why would she be a terrible person? She brings magic into the world. She gives us,
Does she? Do we know that? We know nothing. We know nothing about that. All we know is that the magic, however it got here, is running out. And if there is a goddess, she is letting it happen.
Oh. Can she stop it?
I don't know. I've been wanting to figure it out for some time now, and I've been going over scriptures, and I don't know.
Well, stop worrying about what the goddess thinks and the scripture says, and what does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me that the goddess is still real and that she cares about us.
Well, then if that's how you really feel, you can't let other people take that truth from you.
I guess I just don't know what to believe when what I'm seeing in front of my eyes defies that.
Well, the elders used to say that it's not about belief, it's about faith. Right? The faith that our lineage will continue, and that this, well, what I thought was an endless supply of rock and stone was always going to be there. But it's not about believing, it's having faith. Right?
Right.
And you have faith. Lots of it.
It's true. My idea of faith, and what I always believed, though, was that, faith is believing in something that you can't see. And now it's not just believing in something that I can't see, it's believing something that goes against what I'm seeing. Because everything that I can tell, the goddess is supposed to be all-powerful, all-knowing and caring, and I can't see any reason why she wouldn't or couldn't keep producing magic for everyone. And so at some point, something just isn't true. And I think that the old master is really the only way that I can get any answers.
Well, maybe it's not that it's not true. What if it's just broken? Broken things can be fixed.
It's true.
I mean,
The goddess isn't supposed to break, though. The goddess is the one stable, solid thing in this entire world. All of everything, you know, even the mountains and the trees, everything moves, everything changes, things crumble, things die, but the goddess stays the same. And that is what I have always held to be true, that she would always be there and the magic she supplies would always be there.
it's not that she's not there. What I'm just saying is, you know, if other things change, it's a lot of pressure on one goddess to be like, well, don't you change? What if things all change? It's kind of unfair if you think about it, to ask her to always be there to do all the things. And she's been given it for what? Ever. Herself and that energy. Maybe she's tired. She needs human to give her some of that sleep magic.
That's true.
Or maybe she's just asleep and we needs to wake up. Clearly, if what you do is draw your magic from this goddess, you still do amazing things. You heal people and you cast pretty sparkly things that I don't understand. And that can't come from nowheres. And I know the magic's running out, and we're going to fix that because this island seems to be running out of a lot of things. But who's to say that she's not there? And you know what, Alethea, just because you can't see it with your eyes doesn't mean it doesn't exist. My feelings for you, you can't see with your eyes, but it doesn't make them not real.
She's right.
I'm sorry for yelling, but I can't.
It's okay. You don't have to believe in the goddess. I don't expect everyone to. I just hope that you can still have some sort of faith in things that you don't see, that you can still, if you don't believe in her, believe in me and believe in us.
Ooh, see? Now that is something I can get behind. Us. Right, we can fix it. Bring the magic back. Open up the faucet or whatever and more of it, or stop the plug or whatever. However you do it. I don't really understand magic, but I'll be there for it.
We're the only ones who seem to care in this whole world that something's even wrong. So if we don't do something about it, then I don't know who will.
Are we sure everybody knows?
I mean, some like the murmurs are there. There's a war on the horizon, you know, for some reason, and scarcity of a resource seems like a really good reason. And so some powers that be are aware, and no one seems to want to fix the problem. They don't want to actually pursue a real solution, but we're different, and we're going to do that, and we're going to figure it out, and we're going to find a solution.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Human, you've been quiet. It's not like you. Tell the truth again, please.
Oh, I
Make
was
me
listening to
nervous.
your pretty stories.
So when we get to this old master, whatever he is, what do we just ask him the questions and he's just going to tell us?
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out when we get there tomorrow.
You know, maybe Tisla's right, and the goddess is just sleeping.
Well, there's one thing that I know as a, I guess, former paladin. If you lot weren't chosen, then I don't know what that word means.
Chosen.
After everything I've heard and everything I've seen, you are the most unlikely bunch of random people I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, yes.
And the way you come together and stand together and have such a like mind and each represent a different side of this island. Well, if that isn't divine intervention, I don't know what is.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know about all this divine intervention, but you know, I trust that you won't lead me into nothing crazy, and if you do, well, then I'll just pound your skull with my fist, you know?
Oh, that's not very nice.
Well, but it's true.
That's fair.
Which is the lesson from today.
That's fair. We did agree on true.
It is the truth.
You're right.
A good friend will, be there for you when you need them, and when you're not a good friend to them, will tell you, sometimes with their fists.
It's true.
Yes. Please don't punch me.
Oh, I don't want to punch you, Human.
Okay.
Your fur might get stuck in my knuckles.
I prefer
Take
words.
forever to clean that out.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's mad.
You know what? I've just had a right fine idea. Tisla goes in her backpack, and between her like shivering hands, she makes friendship necklaces out of her jewelry for everybody. She's having friendship necklaces for everyone.
Oh god. And
I'm
what is
wearing
friendship
your hair.
necklaces?
Yeah, like little gemstone necklaces.
Okay, so you basically take like some of your gems and just put them on like
Yeah,
threads.
I have a jewelry making kit because that's like her crafty thing she does. Yeah, and she pulls some things out. Like I pluck a few from my head and like the ones that I already have broken off in my pouch that Alethea didn't take. And I spend the rest of the evening like trying to feed these fucking stones onto a tiny little string freezing in the snow. I try so hard and I finally get 4 necklaces made for all of us.
That's awesome.
Nice. Alrighty.
And that's
So-
the journey.
That's the journey. You'll won the campaign.
It's over. Friendship reigns supreme and keeps the island afloat.
Huzzah.
We don't need fucking magic when you have friendship with people powers.
Yep. Friendship is magic.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I had to say it. Okay. So everyone gets some sleep, all warm or not, in their tents. And the next day, you continue on your journey until at last you can see the place that the old master lives. And like a crown on the worthy head of a king, the shrine at the top of the world rests proudly upon the icy mountaintop. The white stone that makes up the walls of this beautiful structure gives the temple a sort of holy glow as the sun's rays reflect unfiltered from their surface. From the base of the structure, a long staircase climbs several floors up to where a heavy wooden door stands at the only entrance. As all of you approach the structure led by your guide Carvos, a figure clad in a white robe seems to materialize at the foot of the stairs. The figure's face has been hidden behind a pale mask to hide his identity, and a lump protrudes from his back like a hunch. He raises a single hand that is wrapped in thick cloth, and he speaks in an almost reptilian voice. Hold! Who is it that chooses to come before the old master, and what is your purpose?
I'm human.
And we have a letter of recommendation from Father Giles, who you may or may not know.
Giles, of
Giles.
course. May I take a look?
I creep forward, like,
And he takes the letter and kind of snaps it open and kind of scans it over for a minute. He says, "Very well. I think the master would like to see each of you. Now,
Good.
here's how this works.
Oh,
You may all see the old master, but you must each go alone."
Well, what kind
we
of a
really
team?
like to stick together. You know, it's kind of a package deal, and we were, traveling for so long, and it seems like it'd be more efficient, perhaps, to see us all at the same time. And
he did see us all together the last time, so
that's
Did
true.
I stutter?
No,
One
you just
at a
made like a
time.
lot of S noises. Like a
Okay.
Like a snake,
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a snake
One at a
talk.
time. Dare we ask why he wants to see us once at a time?
It'll make perfect sense when you see him yourself.
Okay. All
Of
right.
course, you could always turn around and go home.
No, I climb my tiny, as Human pointed out, behind up this mountain,
I just said
and I made it
little.
here, and I'm gonna talk to somebody old.
Well, the master has requested the presence of Sir Human first.
Oh, it's just human. By the way, do you speak snake? He says in snake.
He blinks and doesn't understand.
Me neither.
I turn back to the guy who led us here, and I'm like, is this how this usually works?
Heck, if I know, I've only been here once before, and that was by myself. So technically,
Is this guy usually here?
He's been here for a while.
Okay.
Is he usually this creepy?
Yes.
Oh.
Great. Well, I guess Human, we will see you shortly. Good luck in there.
Human, if it goes like
Mhm.
downhill or whatever, just give us a ow and let us know or something.
Okay.
I use divine sense.
That's the catchline
it's
for this
like-
campaign.
It's basically the equivalent of someone hitting you in the face with a really bright flashlight. So it's like the opposite of bad. It's like a lot of good.
It's a lot of good. All right, I trust it.
And strangely familiar.
I
You got
think it's
that
safe. It's
Okay.
I can sense holiness around here.
Well, of course, you are at the top of the world before the old master.
See, that doesn't mean anything to me. Human, if
Yeah.
something goes bad,
Mhm.
just give us a howl.
Okay.
Oh, you won't be able to hear him while he's in there.
Oh.
Well,
I'll do it anyway.
It's all perfectly safe, I assure you.
okay, I'm gonna take your assurance. But just so you know, when people lie to me and my friends,
She punches him in the head.
it's a true story. So, just so you know what you're putting on the line here. If Human doesn't come back with all his furs in place, I will be punching things.
Are you calling the master's servant a liar?
Nope, I am calling you a truthful person till you prove me wrongs.
Fair enough.
Okay. Bye, friends.
Bye, Human. We'll see you on the other side.
Okay. I'll wait for you.
Oh, and you put protection from good and evil on
No, I was an accident. I didn't mean to do
Oh.
that.
it? No.
All right. Come on,
Alrighty.
lizard man.
No, I stay here. You go alone.
Oh.
Up the stairs and through the only door. Not even you can get it wrong.
Well, it is Human.
I got this one. And he starts to walk up the stairs.
All right, so basically it's just a straight stone flight of stairs, and they lead up to a very thick wooden door with no handle on it. And on the door, written in a language only you understand. That's up to you what you want to be. Maybe snake. I don't know. It says, "State the question that lies at the core of your soul, and the way shall open."
Human turns and walks back down the stairs. Guys, I get to
Yes?
the door, and the door asks me a question, and the question was, say the question, and I don't know the question.
It didn't
It's-
say anything else.
It said a lot, but I didn't remember all of it.
Oh, Human.
Mr. Lizardman, what's the question I'm supposed to ask?
Every person has a question deep down.
Uh-huh.
Something they long to know, something they desire to understand above anything else.
Okay.
You are to state that question at the door, and it shall open.
And what if you don't?
Then the door won't open.
Oh, but he said he wants to see me, and I can't get the door open, so he can't see me.
Well, he figured you were a bit more capable.
Oh.
Oh, that was his first mistake.
Is there anything you want to know, human, just in general, in life? About your wolf origins, or...
Oh, yes.
Okay, I think I got one.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
go, human, go.
And he walks back up the stairs.
You got
A
this.
simple one, isn't he?
They're the
simple
most
but-
special, though, and they got the biggest heart.
It's because he's huge.
It has nothing to do with his size.
He stands at the door and he says, "Am I the only one?"
The door opens.
All right. I got it. And then he walks in.
As you enter the chamber of the old master, the sounds of the forest fill your ears. Familiar aromas soon come as well. Rain, grass, flowers. The walls of the room seem to be one with the forest, with vines and branches wrapping the white stone in perfect harmony. Taking in the chamber, you do not notice the figure until it speaks in a low, rumbling voice. Hello, human.
Hello,
Creature
Wallace
of the
voice.
forest. I am the one you call the old master. And looking his direction, you see a white wolf of great size standing upon a raised platform about 10 feet away from you. It is then that you notice that you too are a wolf once again. Now tell me, child of the wood, what brings you to the top of the world?
Oh, my friends.
Yes, your friends.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now tell me, human, what do you seek in this place?
Oh, well, we came to seek an answer from the old master. Because we came from the kingdom of magic over to the kingdom of not magic, and then we talked to the mean guy, and then I wished him, and he said something about you, and then we went to the priest guy, and he was nice. He was another dad, and we told him that magic was dying, and he told us that we should see you, and then we came here, and then we talked to Carvos, and he said that we should talk to you, and now we're here, and I'm talking to you.
Very good.
Thanks.
Indeed, I know of your journey and your purpose, human.
Good, you found us earlier, but you were a man.
I have many forms.
Oh, me too.
Then we have that in common.
Yeah.
Now, human, I have two things for you. The first is a hard truth,
Oh.
and the second is a gift.
Oh.
Now, human, I'm afraid that you have been living your life under a grave misconception, and you deserve to know the truth. After all, we're all about telling the truth now, aren't we?
I don't live in a grave.
No, you do not.
I know.
Human, your magic that you use when you
Yeah.
speak to the plants,
Mm-hmm.
you commune with nature,
Mm-hmm.
and you do everything right and
Yay.
pure. I'm afraid to be the one to tell you this, but even you, as you do this magic, are taking magic from the air, and it is not being restored.
Even if I plant more trees and make more wind,
I am afraid so, human.
how do
What?
I fix it?
That is something that we will get to. But I want you to understand, you must continue to use your magic, even though you are taking from it. Because if you don't, the mission before you will be impossible.
Oh. Well, I like my magic, so I guess if it saves magic at the end, I can use magic at the beginning.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Now, I do have something for you, human. Or that he throws a bag at you,
Yeah.
and as he does so, you're suddenly no longer a wolf and back to being human, so you're able to catch it.
Oh, that was neat. Usually I have to do that.
And you are holding a small bag that is about the size of an apple, and you can feel something in it, but it's drawn very tightly shut and kind of like sewn shut.
Mm-hmm.
This is This is a magical bag of mystery. Now, this bag has one use, and when opened, it will provide you with something that you need. However, I suggest you save this for a very dire time when you have no other choice.
What's the mystery?
What comes out of it is the mystery. You won't know until you open it.
Oh.
And yet it already contains what you need. Do you understand, human?
The bag is a mystery, and I have to open it. And when I open it, the mystery comes out. And then it's not a mystery anymore, and then you can't use the bag because it's not a mystery.
Exactly. So
I got
save it for the right time.
Okay.
Now, do you have any other questions for me before I speak to your friends?
Yes. I have so many questions for you.
All right.
Okay. Question number 1. How do I get to find Princess Anna?
You will find her when the time is right. She will...
I pulled her out of the
Wait.
bag?
No,
Oh.
she is not in the bag.
You said she could be. What if
She
I
is at the
really-
palace with the queen.
What if I really need her? Is she in the bag?
No,
Oh. Then the bag doesn't have everything.
because that's not what's in the bag.
Oh. Okay.
It's a mystery, though.
Okay. Question
Alright.
number 2. Is
Mhm.
Alethea a princess?
Princess may not be the right word for what she is.
Is she like a princess?
Sort of.
Perfect. Oh, thanks.
Is that all?
That's it.
Very well.
Oh, this is going to be
Then-
fun.
Then go, human, and help protect the world with your friends and keep them safe.
Thanks, I will. Have a good day. And he starts to walk towards the door.
Yep, and the door just opens and lets you out.
And he gets to the bottom of the stairs and says, Guys, I met the old master. He
Okay.
told me all about mysteries, and one of them is that Alethea is a princess.
What, he told you that?
Yeah.
Well,
I said, is she like a princess? And he said, yes.
he said she's like one.
Yeah.
He didn't mean that. I mean,
Lots of people can be like a princess.
it's
Can
true.
they?
Some people said that I'm like a princess sometimes.
Oh,
that's-
you could be a princess too, Wesley.
Thank you.
It's a lovely princess.
Okay, I'm all done. I got a bag. And he holds up an empty bag.
Oh, did you open it?
No, it's full of mysteries. He told me not to open it until I really needed a mystery.
Well, it's a good thing you're not a cat.
Yeah. I figure we have enough mysteries. Like the whole, magic's to going away stuff. I didn't need a new one. Well,
Interesting.
I'm done. And he just sits.
Okay.
Well, whenever you are all ready, which take your time, of course, but the next the master demands to see is Miss Tisla.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Well, let's do
You
it.
got this. You
Okay.
got this.
Yeah. It's not the first old person I've talked to.
Yes, you probably won't die.
It's good. It's great. It won't be the first time I've been told that on this trip. Here we go.
Same thing. You get to the door, and written in Dwarvish on
Oh,
the door, it says, "State the question that lies at the core of your soul, and the way shall open."
at the core of my soul. I want to know if I can save the dwarven people by finding out what's below the island in the sky.
The door slides open.
Okay, that's weird. Here I go.
As you enter the chamber of the old master, you suddenly realize that you've entered a cavern,
Oh,
that you had to climb steps to get here. The walls of natural stone surround you, filling the air with a familiar chill that's often found in deep caverns. Standing before you on a platform is a short figure who you realize with a shock is a dwarf. A long red beard runs down his face, gray hairs winding through it like lightning. He speaks in a gruff voice, using the language of Dwarven. Greetings, child of the earth. I am the one they call the Old Master. Tell me, what is it that you seek?
I thought you was taller. You're a dwarf?
I am, right now, a dwarf.
Okay. Well, then salutations.
Indeed. It is a pleasure to meet you at last. Oh, one of the Onyx Fist.
It's true. Do you just stay up here and answer questions all the time?
Among other things, I commune with the goddess. I watch over the world.
You know the goddess?
In a way.
Oh, I know somebody that's going to be very happy to hear this.
I'm assuming you are addressing the young Wesley.
Yeah, he's a bit sad, I think. I feel like if you tell him that, it's going to make him feel a lot better.
Oh, really? He's sad.
Well, yeah, he's sad. The truth of the matter is, I think he thinks that maybe the goddess has abandoned us, but he'll never admit it.
I see. That is sad to hear that you would believe such things.
Well, it's not hard to believe when we've learned that magic's dying and the island's potentially sinking and we don't know what's below it.
That is true, but is not adversity the right time to have faith?
Yes, and I believe that, but it's hard to have faith in something that you don't even really know what it is or what we're working towards. How do we fix it? The island, I mean, and the magics.
One step at a time. That's how you fix it.
Okay.
You've already taken several steps, haven't you?
Well, I guess I killed a worm.
You did.
And, well, when I climbed out of the earth for the first time, so that's kind of new, but I mean, I don't feel like I've solved anything. I had a dream, a very strange one with a little girl, and then I found those amazing people, and kind of just makes me want to not go back.
You're closer than you might think. The important thing is that you have been serving your role adequately.
My role?
Indeed, you are the guardian of your group. It is your job with your fists to stand between your friends and danger. And you have done so valiantly till now.
Well, I appreciate hearing that because I'm going to continue doing it. It's all I know how to do, I guess, really. I don't have magics or any of that special stuff. I just want to be able to go home and look my elders in the face and say, I told you so. That our people don't have to live underground and our resources, they're not running out.
If you continue on this path, you just may well do that.
But I don't know what the path is. What am I doing? Where am I supposed to be going? Am I finding something? Am I fighting something?
You'll know soon enough. That answer is not for you, but for another of your group.
Okay.
But know that wherever they go, you must go with them. Be their rock.
Okay. Do you know what's below the island in the sky?
I do.
Will you tell me?
I cannot.
Why?
Because you're not supposed to know yet, but you will.
All right.
Now, I understand that your journey will likely be taking you into the Underdark very soon.
Oh, yeah. That was mentioned, wasn't it? I don't like the Underdark.
No, because it's dark and it's hard to see danger coming.
Well, for them.
Even for a dwarf, the dangers down there lurk in tight spaces and hide in places that even the eyes can't see, even with dark vision. But that's why I have prepared a gift for you. A gift that has not been in the Dwarven clan for many, many generations.
Well, how did you get it? It doesn't matter. Thank you for the gift. Can I have it now?
Of course. And he steps forward and kind of slowly moves his old dwarf hand forward and places it on your forehead.
Oh.
And you see his hand kind of start glowing, and the rocks kind of begin to glow a little bit on your head as well. And then suddenly, you know every detail of the room that you're standing in, every crevice, every little groove of the rock, every little shape, as very suddenly, Tizla has been granted the gift of tremor sense.
Oh, it's like the way a bat senses the world around them, and like
a little bit different. This is seeing it through the vibrations of the ground. Have you watched it?
Yeah, so, right, yeah. I know exactly.
So she's tough.
She's tough and Avatar.
You're really, I know you wanted this to be like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Didn't think it would get that literal.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, it's like yeah.
You know, you touch the ground and can feel all the vibrations and all the things moving.
Oh, that's amazing.
Indeed, and with that, you can find even the darkest things in the darkest places.
Okay.
That makes Wesley Sokka.
Wes is
Can I
Aang.
be Aang?
Can I be?
Yeah, Wes is Aang.
No, you're Sokka.
Oh man, Sokka's one of the
Humans
best
Momo.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the gifts and I guess the kind of answered questions.
Indeed, and thank you for protecting the island. And I promise you, you will have your answers.
I have one more question.
Yes,
Do you know anything about dreams? Shared dreams?
I do.
Why did all four of us have a shared dream?
It wasn't necessarily a dream. It was a sort of cross between a vision and a shared memory.
But I've never done that before. A memory pulls on the past.
It does, normally. But memories are changed and warped with time and can be manipulated to appear a different way. You can remember something different than it was.
Interesting. Okay.
You saw what you needed to see to put you on the right path.
Well, I guess that's the most truthful you're going to get, because here I stand and... Okay, well, I guess I'm done, right? I just go back, send the next person in?
If you feel that you're finished,
I don't know. I have so many questions.
I have time.
I know, but you just don't seem to really be answering them with full transparency. You know what I mean? Like you're dodging things and you're like, well, I can't tell you that. And so I guess I don't know. I don't know what to ask. Hell, I've never even seen half this stuff before in my whole life. I appreciate the cave, by the way. It's nice and cozy.
It is, really. I can't tell you all the answers clearly because if I explain to you what is happening, you would not begin to comprehend. There are things at work, years of history, plots in the making, plans, inventions, creations, sciences that would take such a long time to explain and longer to understand.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm going then. Oh, wait a second. I have something for you.
Oh?
Do people ever leave things for you? Or do you just stay up there by yourself on the mountain?
From time to time, I've been left offerings from people who've come seeking answers.
Well, this is no offering. Could you answer my questions? Anyways, this is just a gift. Just because you're an old man at the top of a mountain, and occasionally even old men at tops of mountains deserve something pretty. She reaches in her pouch and pulls out a gem, and she says, I know it's probably not much, but it's like a remembrance, like a thing that you can do whatever old masters at tops of mountains do.
And he takes it and looks at it in his hand for a minute.
Yeah.
And he kind of smiles and pockets it and says, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Maybe don't be so dodgy with Alethea. She be real with her. She needs it.
I'll do as best I can. But one thing that I have always lived by, a providence of the goddesses, the best answers are found by the seekers, I give guidance to find the answers. I don't always give the answers,
Understand.
but I'll do my best.
Oh, I've no doubt you will, or you wouldn't still be standing here in your old master self. Okay, well, that's all for me. I'm just okay. I guess I'll go sit with human. Thank you.
Keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't open the bag for a little while.
Oh, he's not supposed to open the bag?
No, not until it's meant for a dire situation.
Okay. Like a dire wolf situation, or just like
a dangerous situation, or a short on time. You know what I mean.
Oh, you mean when shit hits? Okay, yep.
Yes.
I got it. Right. Okay. Well, keep the bag closed. Okay, and keep them safe. I feel like I can achieve that.
Perfect.
Great. Well, until next time, old master, or maybe never again.
Indeed. Good luck to you, Onyx Fist.
You too. Stay warm, because why the hell you would live up here, I still do not understand.
And the door slides open and lets you out.
Yeah, I walk right out.
You probably actually do suddenly realize why he stays up here, because getting out of there, you're currently standing on the highest point of the highest mountain on the island, and you can see like everything.
I like turn around and I'm like, oh, I can see the edge. Hey, everyone, look, you can see the edge. Nobody. Well, all right then.
Incredible.
I guess a few have seen the edge before.
I can turn into a bird.
No, don't fly away, human.
No, I'm just saying I can.
Oh. Well, what? It's very high.
No, I know. I've seen the edge. It's over there. And over there.
Wow. It's
Over there.
amazing. You got nothing like this under the ground.
Well, you do.
Yes,
It just goes
quite
this way.
pathetic.
It's like an upside down mountain.
Oh, human. Come, let's sit and do something while the other two get to go talk to the old man. Because let me tell you what, good luck asking him questions.
Oh, I asked him a bunch of questions. He answered all of them.
He kind of answered mine. He just, with the whole seeker and the question thing, and I know what he means. It just...
The master gives direction on how to find your own answers, so that you can be satisfied with them. But he does give really cool gifts.
He did give me something cool. Watch this. And she like hits a pose and she goes, I can feel just right there. And I put down, there's a little something in the ground. Oh, and there's a tunnel way yonder. And I can see things. I can see them.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh no, please don't let me botch this is the first roll that I
just like she's lost it. She's totally lost it.
13's good enough with countenance. Yeah, your vibrations go up. The hooded figure who y'all been talking to at the foot of the steps, and he is a goblin with wings on his back, and that's what's tucked into his robe.
You little one. He's not a snake, you mean he's not a snake. He's a little flying critter, one of the ones that came out about the goblin.
A goblin.
Are you a goblin?
Yes, I am. Is that a problem?
No, I just, you weren't with the goblins that attacked us down on the bottom of the mountain, were you? Oh, okay.
No, I was not. And I agree. Goblins are scum.
Well, now you shouldn't talk so badly about your own people, but I do have to agree with you.
My people are winged savages that live in caves and kill random people.
What makes you different?
Well,
He lives in a mountain.
I was separated from my tribe and should have died alone in the cold. But I was rescued by the old master and taught the ways of good and of knowledge and of understanding.
I think you're going to like that old master. It seems like maybe one day when you're old, you might be like a master.
We can all hope.
I don't know about that.
Well, why not? He talks of the goddess and stuff.
Yeah, but not everyone who talks of the goddess ends up an old master. Otherwise, every old priest would be like him, sitting on top of a mountain.
So you don't think that you have what it takes? You're not special enough?
What if he talks to the goddess?
It's true.
I'm a paladin. I'm not a priest. I'm not a cleric. My work is through my blade.
You are
That's
more
how it's meant
like
to be.
you are more like the old master than you think.
Told you.
You can ask him yourself, but unfortunately, it is Miss Alethea who is next on the list. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm very ready and fine. Thanks for asking. I'm fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go up.
Do you need
up.
some water?
No, I'm fine. I'm going now. Going now. Totally fine.
I recommend talking slower. The air is thin up here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Watch out for all the magic.
You'll be okay. Don't worry, Althea.
I came here to get answers, so I'm going now, right now, to get answers. So
I pat her on the back and cast Bless.
Alrighty.
You feel like a kind of nice, radiant warmth inside you that makes you think that you can do anything.
Like a Scooby snack.
Alethea snake. Actually, going to be a human snake.
all right. So
Human is the Scooby-Doo of the gang.
kind of see Alethea just sort of straighten up a little bit, and instead of kind of like that awkward shuffle, like dragging her feet, she just walks normally. About as good as it's gonna get for her.
Now, and reaching the door, you're posed with the same question. State the question that lies at the core of your soul, and the way shall open.
That's easy. I want to know how to bring the magic back and not have it be gone, and easy.
The door slides open.
Yeah, great.
Entering the chamber, you now find yourself standing in a library. The very walls of the chamber's shelves are filled with ancient tomes of unknown treasures. To your right, a fire burns in a stone fireplace, though no chimney had existed on the exterior of the structure. Standing on a platform 10 feet in front of you is an old man who is resting in an armchair. In front of him is another seat and a small table with a tea kettle and 2 cups. He raises his withering hand and speaks in a very ancient voice. Come, child of the mind. Have a seat and let us discuss the things that are in your heart.
All right. Yeah, that sounds lovely. Is that tea up there that I see? I could use a cup. Super nervous, not gonna lie.
He just motions to the chair, and then he begins pouring the tea into the 2 cups.
Yeah, so you don't know who I am. I am
Alethea.
What?
Alethea.
I don't remember giving you my name before, previously, when we had seen each other. How do you know my name?
Oh, I'd know you anywhere.
Right. Sure. So I am under the impression that you might be able to help me in my quest for finding a solution to the magic crisis.
I can assist you with this endeavor.
Great. So what do I need to do? I mean, I know that the magic's leaving. I have some theories about what I can do to maybe, I don't know, stave off the magic, like plug up the hole, or like if we could get some more magic into the environment. Like how do I do it? How do I do this?
Well, the question you're asking is very broad. Are you trying to fix magic or save the island? Because these are 2 different questions.
that's okay. I see where you're coming from there. It seems like then saving the island would be the better choice.
Saving the island.
I mean, we've seen all the trouble the magic has been causing, but we kind of need it. I thought so. I want to save the island and the people here and my family. I would like for them to be okay. So, and my friends, I have those now.
You do. Well, I have a solution for you on how to save the island. It comes from a sort of vision that I had. Now, I know you're very open-minded about such things, having had a few yourself.
Yes. I'm sure Yumin probably told you about the dream. And so, like, I have an idea of that a solution exists. I just don't know how to get to it.
Well.
Or what to do with it. Or what it is.
I had a dream once. There was a place. It is at the end of the world, at the lowest tip of the island. It is here, I understand it, that the knowledge needed to save the island will be found.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That was the same exact kind of feeling that I got when I had this dream before with everybody in it. And it seemed like everybody wanted to get to this thing, but we couldn't. We died, in fact, in the dream.
That was actually not the bottom of the island. That was the heart of the island that you saw.
Okay.
You will return there again, but not yet.
So we're not going there?
Not yet. You do not have the key.
Okay, so we need a key to get to the heart of the island. And you would tell me where that is?
The knowledge of where the key is at the bottom of the island.
Right. So we need to go to the bottom of the island to get the key to get to the heart of the island.
No, you need to go to the bottom of the island to find out where the key is to get the key to go to the heart of the island.
Right. Yes. And then we can save the island.
Correct.
I mean, this has been great. That's very important things discussed. And as far as immediate next steps, what would you suggest we do?
I believe you already had a plan for how to get into the Underdark.
Yeah, but there's no faster way to do that.
Do you want to die?
No, because if we're dead, then nobody solves the problem, and that would be a shame. So we'll just stick with our previous plan. That's probably better. We've made kind of an oath thing, anyways. So I guess that's probably best, and we'll just do that.
Not to put more weight on your shoulder, but you're very correct. If all of you fail, the island is doomed. There is no one else that can save the island.
I kind of had
You need more tea?
I had a feeling that might be the case. I'm sorry, I'm fine. Yeah, so I mean, no pressure, but we're learning how to work together as a team, and yeah, I think that we can do it. We can work together, and we can get this done, and it's gonna be fine.
You still haven't asked me the question you really want to know. You didn't even ask the door about it.
It just, there are some it's a matter of priorities, really, because right now it seems like the highest priority thing would be to save the island and, just figure everything else out later, right? That seems like the correct order of business.
Sure, yeah, if that's the way you'd like to go about it. But you are sitting in this room sipping tea with someone who can provide answers.
I don't know if I'm ready to know the answer to that question.
Very well. That's why I prepared a gift for you anyway. And he puts on the table kind of between the two of you an object that is wrapped in a cloth. And he kind of undoes the cloth around it. And you see a round silver disc with a hole at its center. And the surface of the disc is reflective and shimmers with different colors whenever you tilt it and move it. And he shows it to you for a moment, and then he wraps it in the cloth again and holds it out to you. He says, on this disc is all the answers that you're seeking. When the time is right, you will find a way to read the information that is on this. Then you will know the truth. Oh, one other thing. One other gift for you. And he puts a magnifying glass down on the table as well. And he opens up a book that is in a language you've never seen before, one that doesn't even exist on this island. And he takes the magnifying glass and holds it over the text. And you can now read it because it's in common. And this is a looking glass of comprehend languages.
Thank you very much for everything you've done for us.
You're very welcome. I just hope you can find peace, something you've been looking a long time for. And one last thing. Your mother would be very proud.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Scurry the F out of there. I'm done.
Yeah, you have to hear basically like run down the staircase.
What'd you get?
Well, how did it go?
Did you get a present?
Yeah, I got a looking glass of it lets me read things that I couldn't read before.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Were you,
Wes, you're up, man.
farsighted?
Get in there. I'm fine.
Go, friend. Your turn.
Miss Alethea.
I give Alethea a hug and then run in.
Oh.
Miss Alethea,
Alrighty.
do you want to tell me the truth about why you're sad? You only have to tell me. I'm a good listener.
I just need to think about some stuff.
Okay.
Well, you can sit right here with me and you, man. We've been thinking.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I've been thinking.
All right.
All right, Wes, so you scurry up the staircase and are posed with the same question. What is the question in your heart?
Is the goddess really looking out for me?
The door slides open.
I walk in.
Entering the chamber, you find yourself in a plain room made up of the same white stone as the exterior. It is fairly dim in the room, and dust covers many of the surfaces. Just a few feet in front of you, a man dressed like the one outside stands looking at you, his face hidden by a plain white mask. And looking around, basically this room is nothing special. It's just the inside of the shrine. It's an empty stone room with just this man standing here. And he says from behind his mask, Hello, Wes. I cannot begin to describe how long I have waited for this moment. All the years, the solitude, the cold, and here you are. And the old master reaches up and removes the mask that covers his face, allowing a long white beard to fall from a wrinkled, ancient visage underneath. The old master begins to cry as he tries to find a way to finish his explanation. Oh, Wes. Dear Wes. It has been so long. Just so long. It is so good to see you, my brother. And you recognize this old man as Riken.
Riken, no, that my brother was 6 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
You're like way older. I like that's ridiculous.
I am hundreds of years old. I am very, very old. But I am Riken.
That how? How is that possible?
I wish so bad I could tell you those answers, but Myra intended a different way for you to learn them.
Myra?
Myra is the mother of the island. You know her as the goddess.
Why didn't you come home?
We left home together, Wes. You just don't remember it. Not yet. There was no home to go back to because I was asleep. And you were asleep. But I woke up first.
I don't understand. You left. No, you left on an expedition with the paladins. You had a mission of some kind. You couldn't tell us.
What do you remember of the day that you learned of my death?
I remember the captain coming back through the city gates. I remember seeing him and just a few of the other paladins remaining. I remember waiting there anxiously because we had heard the paladins were returning from their mission, and I was so excited to see you again. But you weren't there.
Wes, that never happened.
What do you mean it didn't happen? I remember it. I was there.
You remember the dream you had? The dream you shared?
Yes.
How real was it?
I don't know. It felt real, but it was also impossible. I didn't know these people yet.
Just as it was impossible that all those years ago you were waiting for me to return as a paladin, because I was never a paladin and we never lived together in the kingdom of magic.
That doesn't make any sense. What about mom and dad?
Mom and dad remember everything they're supposed to remember. How do you think you had a signed contract you don't remember signing? You signed it long time ago.
Okay. Let's just pretend for a second that all of this is true. What actually happened?
Do you know why the island exists?
I mean, it's a gift from the goddess. It's a place of magic for all of us to live. That's what we were taught.
That's what you were taught in the schools and the places meant to teach you that, because that's what they want people on the island to believe. You know the truth, you just haven't remembered yet. I can't tell you everything at West because you haven't remembered it, but you will.
How much of what I remember is real then?
Not much. Some things. Getting your armor, becoming a paladin, those were real. Your teachings, all of that was real. Meeting your friends, getting to hear, and everything that comes after this, it's all real.
And my question?
The goddess Myra, she cares about everyone on the island. That's why she created it. That's why she created magic. And that's why she picked you and Tisla and Yuman and Alathea. She put all of this in motion long, long time ago.
Okay.
My brother, I have a gift for you. I'm going to give you a true blessing. And he puts a hand on your shoulder, and you feel like a warm surge through your body, very much like your blessed spell. He says, this will someday aid you in a time of great darkness. This will protect you whenever nothing else can. With that, he turns and he sits down into a very plain kind of stone chair that's in the room and just looks very, very tired.
Are you really my brother?
You know that I am, Wes. Do you remember playing in that field, throwing the ball back and forth, and then you missed it and it rolled down the hill, and you spent an hour searching the forest just to find it?
I remember a dream just last week of that, but I don't understand. Right, and I don't.
It'll make sense in due time, and when it does, you'll know everything you have to do. Now, Wes, my brother, listen to me.
Yes.
You must have faith in yourself. Do not be afraid to dream beyond the boundaries of this world, and keep your faith no matter how dark things may get. For it is not in the light that we reveal our true selves, but in the deepest black of the long night. Stand together, hold each other's hands, and keep your heart open wide. And the night shall end, and the joys and the beauty of this vast and perfect world shall see to it that you find your way home. And as he finishes this final statement, he begins to fade away and become more and more transparent. And after only a couple seconds.
No, I run towards his chair and try and hug him before he disappears completely.
Oh.
You catch him just in time, and he puts one very old, frail arm kind of over you. And he says, "Good luck, my brother." And then he fades away.
Thank you. I walk out. Myra.
So, what did the old master have for you?
Did you get a present too?
I think so.
You look as sad as Alethea did. Did he hurt your feelings?
You want Miss Caesar to punch him?
No. No, it's like you said. How sometimes you keep secrets to keep people from hurting.
But not here, because we made a deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just found out some truths, I guess.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. I know now more than ever that the goddess is real and that she's looking out for us, but I don't know. I doubt myself. I doubt my very existence. All of the memories of my life the past few years are fake.
What do you mean fake?
The master, he told me that the dream that we all shared was a memory.
He told me that too, and I told him that memories only exist in the past, like it has to have happened, and I've never done those things before.
Right, but that's the thing. He says that we have. That there's a lot that we just don't remember, that what we do remember has been replaced somehow.
Replaced? I just got to the surface. Ain't nowhere replaced nothing in my head.
I don't know. I don't understand it either, but he couldn't have been lying.
Well, I agree with you. It seems strange to me. He didn't really... Alethea, you two look sad. Did he hurt your feelings? I can't hear what you're saying over the wind at the top of this mountain.
It's so loud in here.
So...
I'm sorry. I have more questions now than I had before, and I have half a mind to march back up there and ask because, I mean...
Well, I had tons of questions, and he told me that they weren't for me. Well, not all of them. And then the other ones, he said that the questions for the Seeker.
Well, I'm afraid seeing the old master again is impossible.
Well, why?
We only got one chance?
Wes, would you like to tell them?
Wes?
He disappeared.
Well, he could come back. He's magic.
Not from this kind of disappearing.
Is he
Well, why
dead?
would he do that?
He has fulfilled the purpose that his life is extended for, and has gone on to be where he is supposed to be.
Just because he finishes his purpose, he can't live at the top of his mountain.
That's a complicated situation. The old master is human and has lived hundreds of years.
He said that, but I don't. If he's lived hundreds of years, then so have I.
Me too.
Okay.
Why
You,
did you
I
say
know
that?
humans old, but you are like 14 or something. Like, there's no way you're hundreds of years old. I'm
Why?
sorry.
Yeah, that's silly. Why would you say that?
It. He was my brother.
An old man was your brother. How old is your mother?
Last I saw her, 40, I think.
Well, no, that math doesn't add up.
I know.
You're telling me your brother, who is not supposed to be as old as he is now an old master at the top of a mountain? Well, he was.
And
He was. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh,
Wesley!
I hug you, Wesley.
Wesley! I have
It's
great
okay.
news for you!
what?
You're a wolf too! When I saw him, he was a wolf! And if he's your brother, that means you're a wolf!
Human, I think he takes the form like you do of whatever he needs the other person to see. So
That doesn't mean you're not a wolf.
But he was a dwarf when I saw him.
Well, then you're a dwarf.
Well, yes, we all know this, but I think when he saw him, he saw him in
Wesley's
his
part dwarf too.
No, I think Wesley saw him in his real form, not his disguise.
Oh.
Right. And in his real form, he's just a human and was his brother,
You
and
can
he
still be a wolf
died.
to me.
It's
Is that your lady wolf?
okay.
No, that's my brother Wesley.
So this seems like a good time to maybe show you guys something that I was given by the old master, and I pull out from my pouch the mirrored flat circle.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Ooh,
that's not like any rock I've ever seen. What is that?
that's pretty.
I don't know
Is it a weapon?
what it is or how to use it yet,
Okay.
but the old man said that when we were ready for more answers, because I didn't ask all the questions I wanted to because I thought I'd get another chance. But he says that this would have the information
Okay.
that we're looking for.
Well, how do we ask it? Do you rub it?
No, and it looks fragile, so I'm trying to keep it safe. There's got to be some way of reading it. I'd like to use my looking glass of comprehension on it and see if that does anything, because I literally have no idea what this thing does.
You hold over it with the looking glass, and you notice one small thing of print on it. It says CD/R.
So I don't know what CD/R means, but I can't. My looking glass hasn't revealed any more information about this. Okay. So we're gonna just have to wait until we come across something that can use this.
Maybe. Wesley, I got a question. You said your brother was your age, yes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. The last time you saw him?
Yeah.
Okay. How old would you say he was now? Today, when you saw him?
He was old with a completely white beard. And I mean, he said he was hundreds of years old.
Hundreds of years. Okay, wait. Now, see, we can use our deductive reasoning here, and let's put out all the stuff we know, right? Okay, all right. We know that if your brother is multiple hundreds of years old, was the last time you saw him. Okay, so let's say that the crazy man's right, that something happened and our memories have been replaced. There's a gap as to why we haven't aged to hundreds of years, but maybe magics?
Maybe.
I mean, it might explain some of the weird things going on if it does, in fact, explain the it explains the strange dream we had, which is not a dream at all, but a shared memory, and maybe
Maybe
them
just been asleep.
contracts. What about the contracts? We didn't sign those contracts, or at least we don't remember signing them. What if somebody took our memories? Who would do that?
He told me that I signed that contract a long, long time ago. He didn't say how long, but
Yeah, that was so weird. I've only been out of the ground for a few weeks. There's no way I could have signed a contract on the surface. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. I think that right now we have to just assume that everything before we had that dream together was just a lie.
My life's not a lie.
I mean, it's not. I mean, we've come across some like marvels of machine and magic, and that worm, for one, something I had never seen before, and that was full of things I really would have liked to touch more. But it's just, I mean, we can't rule out the possibility that maybe something out there could alter or replicate or synthesize false memories or something to that effect. I mean, look at this thing. Whatever this is. The other thing that I was told, the guy told me, he said that we had to go to the bottom. We had to go to the bottom of the island, and then from there we'd find the clue to find the key, and the key that would open the heart of the island, which is the place with the dream. That was the heart of the island. That wasn't the bottom of the island. I thought it was the bottom of the island, but it's not. It's the heart of the island.
Well, the heart's usually in the middle, right?
What?
Yeah.
But islands don't have hearts.
But we saw a rock. Was it a rock or a gem floating in the place with the dream, and the dream place that had it? And it was almost, I think it's a metaphor. Heart is a metaphor. I think it just means center. But what if it is like a heart in that it is supplying some sort of energy?
Can I rightfully say that I've seen the majority of the underground, at least the middle layer and up, that I would have noticed if there was something in the center of the island?
I wouldn't say you've seen the majority of it. You've probably seen a lot of it, but y'all didn't go from like one side of the island all the way to the other in tunnels. You're under a lot of like the side where the Iron Nation is.
I see. Okay. So it was a little bit more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody. I think I have a secret.
Oh, Yumin's got a secret. Well, do tell.
I think I found one, only because I've never had to tell anyone before, because no one needed it. Okay, sit. And he pushes you guys towards, you too, little guy. And he like scoots the goblet in.
Okay.
Okay, ready? You guys seem very upset, and I don't. Not the secret. Here's this. When you take a seed and you plant it like a tree, you take the tree seed and you plant the tree seed. The seed can only become a tree, and it doesn't worry about anything else except becoming a tree.
Okay.
Right? And if you plant a grass seed, it becomes grass.
True.
Yeah? Your seeds. We have to save the island, and we're seeds. So all we can do is save the island. You don't have to worry about anything else except saving the island. So we gotta go to the bottom, and then the middle, and then we win. And then we become the tree.
That's grass.
Or grass, whatever kind of seed you want to be. I'm big, so I'm gonna be a tree.
Like seeds of the mountain.
Like seeds of the mountain. That's a good name for dwarfs, actually.
What is?
What? Seeds of the mountain.
I don't. Well, okay. Yeah, I've been called worse today.
Oh.
Alone. Okay.
So it doesn't matter how old you are, or who
So
your
what-
parents are, or why your family lied, because you're a hero, and all you can do is become a hero. It doesn't matter how you get there.
I'm not a hero human. That's a very
Yeah,
sweet concept.
you're a seed.
Right.
That's my secret.
Well,
That's why I don't
seeds
worry about
belong
stuff.
in the ground.
Yes. And so do we, because we gotta go to the bottom.
So
we do have to get back to Felix because Felix is expecting us, and we are late.
Who's feeling? Oh, right.
Yeah. So
lost his dad.
we need to find an expedited way. I'm addressing Sir Goblin now, and maybe an expedited way to get back down to the foot of the mountain, preferably on the Iron Nation side. Do you? I mean, any thoughts on that?
I don't give a
I think your guide Carvus can handle that. He is setting up camp for the night since it's dusk. And then perhaps you can hurry your journey first thing in the morning. It is faster downhill than uphill. Just don't go too fast.
What what will you do now that Riken is gone?
I think I will stay here for a while and study and contemplate and see where the world sends me.
I wish you luck. And that you don't have to return to the ways of your clan.
I would never. I'd rather die.
Good.
Yeah, and Carvos has set up camp like a little bit downhill from here, where y'all are gonna spend the night since it's like dusk right now, and you don't want to go down a mountain at night, as we already discussed once. So whenever y'all are done discussing, y'all can go there and rest and that kind of thing.
Sweet.
Great. Like, let's get a move on. Let's get out of here. Like, we gotta snap. We have a plan and a direction. And I kind of agree with Human for once that we don't focus on the things that we can't focus on because we don't need to. We focus on the one thing, and that's it.
See?
Right.
Back to Felix?
Yes, was everyone ready to camp for the night and then make way towards the Iron Nation in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sets
I
already?
imagine I would probably spend like the last few hours before we go to sleep just like repeating that conversation aloud to everyone, and like just like I will tell them literally everything that we talked about, and also intermittently go back to like memories from my childhood and being like, was that not real? And like just having like a still crisis of identity a little bit.
Yeah, what's real, what's not. Like, yeah, so everyone's able to go to sleep and get some rest and all that kind of stuff. However, the whole group is suddenly awoken in the middle of the night by the sound of a large, low, rumbling, booming sound somewhere off in the distance.
How far in the distance?
It's hard to pinpoint exactly, but not like right around you, but it's nearby.
So my new power won't be able to work in terms of like noting it.
Yeah. I would say though, with your power, you're the one that's most awake because you feel a huge vibration hit you almost like an impact.
Yeah, I like get on my feet and like, oh. What was that?
Do we hear the boom?
Yes, it is just like a loud boom that just wakes everyone up in their tent.
I would like to roll some sort of like investigative check because since I have experience with explosives.
Oh.
Go for it.
Do you want investigation or something else?
I'll take investigation, or if you have another one you'd rather do, you can argue that roll as
No,
well.
I think this is my best one, so I'll go with it.
What?
Yay.
22. You know that sound. That is the sound of exploding fuel.
Fuel. Okay, specifically.
Yep. Like if you were to light, like, in a sense, like light like a gas can on fire or something and it blowing up, that's what it sounds like.
That is, sorry, explain this to the rest of the group. So that sound, that's not like boulders falling down the mountain sound or giant creature making bump in the night sound. That was explosive, like fuel explosive, like war explosive.
Okay. War. Like the two nations have gone to war.
Like, I think, yeah, maybe. Like, if somebody is putting off some big booms, and that's not kind of, you're not blasting tunnels to build transport. That's hurt somebody, kabooms.
I mean, there's no reason why would the armies be like this high up, right? If it sounded like fuel, could it be an airship?
I mean, maybe they're dropping like incendiary type bombs from airships,
or just like an airship crashing.
You mentioned our altitude as well. Like, we had a vantage point of the land from here. Can we see it?
Yeah,
burning?
If you want to outside your tent, you can look for it.
Is it
Yes,
dark?
I would like to do that.
Yes, it is currently night, and as you kind of peek outside the tent, you can immediately see the source of this sound. There is, in fact, a crashed airship a little ways down the mountain, and you see it is on fire, and you see people like trying to get out of the fire and trying to like get off the ship and things like that. It is a mess.
Oh my God,
We have to go help them. Run!
How far?
Like,
No, whoa. How far is it?
Not too far. Y'all can reach it pretty quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just put on my boots and
No one else is thinking about their safety. That's fine.
armor
I'm
and
thinking
run.
about your safety.
yeah.
All right, so everyone make me an athletics check. Let's see who reaches it first. As everyone races to help.
Can I use acrobatics to get there?
You're going to tumble
Yeah,
the
you can
way.
use acrobatics. You can tumble down the mountain,
Yeah.
jumping off rocks and stuff, being cool.
Like parkour.
Yep. Alrighty, so yeah, everyone hauls pretty fast down this mountain, but it is Tisla that reaches it first. Tisla arriving on the ship, you can just see people like scrambling, things like that, trying to put this out, but it looks really bad. There's like a huge blazing fire. And then you see one man not far in front of you who is pinned under a large sheet of metal and is kind of groaning.
Oh, no, he's not. I run over it. I'm going to...
All right, athletics.
Poof.
Lift his metal.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, you're trying to
24
lift
to get there, but...
You're trying to lift it, but you can't seem to get it by yourself. And at this point, those with the 19, so Yuman and Alethea, you arrive at this point, seeing her trying to lift this big piece of like the whole of this ship off of her.
Love how everybody's just watching me.
I was gonna let Eamon go first because I am small and tiny, and I would like to just assess a different part of the situation, probably.
How heavy does this thing look? If I had to guess.
Fairly heavy, but two people could lift it enough to like drag the guy out from under it, probably. If you don't roll an 8 in athletics.
Right.
Because human has like a lift, push, carry capacity of like several hundred pounds because he's a furbolg.
I'll go with that then. Yeah, it'll be a very low DC. Roll to see if you do it, but it should be pretty. It'd be pretty easy. Make it like a DC 5.
Yeah, human can lift 700 pounds.
Yep, don't that one.
Yeah, so he walks over and he's like, "Oh, I'll help," and he like
Thank you.
one hands it with a 2.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and even you with like, I could do it, and you go to lift it, and the more you like push up on this thing to try and lift it, the more your feet are just like sinking into the snow instead.
Oh, this is
Okay.
heavy.
No idea. Tisla pulls back and begins punching the ground and is going to go dig underneath the person to let him out.
All right, we'll go with that. Yeah, so between Human lifting this thing with his carry weight and you punching and digging the ground up underneath him, which is mostly like snow and ice, you can kind of drag this man out of there. And he looks up at you and says, Who are you people?
We're just here because you was in trouble. I'm Tisla.
I'm Paladin.
I'm human.
Sam of the 19th Brigade of the Iron Nation.
Sam, why did your ship crash?
We were flying in the night, and suddenly a bolt of light, magic, came up off the ground and hit our ship right in the fuel tanks. It all went up in fire.
Wait a second. You mean like somebody shot at you?
That's what I'm saying, ma'am.
From where? Can you point and see it from here?
He kind of raises his finger and points in the general direction of the Kingdom of Magic. Don't you hear what I'm saying? Do you understand?
Oh, I understand. Yes, you, as a member of the Iron Nation military, were flying against regulations at nighttime over the mountains, and the Magic Nation, in retaliation, shot you down. Am I getting that right?
Is that true?
Perhaps.
Oh, you don't perhaps me. I know that you're not supposed to be flying airships at night, and that's part of the peace treaty. And
regulations are no part of this anymore.
What do you mean anymore?
So you haven't heard the news.
Pretend we've been on a mountain for the last week. Yeah?
I think I get what he's saying. You and me, we're at war.
And that's where we're going to stop this week.
What? No! We just be best friends with necklaces. We can't be at war with each other.
Oh, no. Friendship war.
Friendship is better than war.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we haven't made him we have to make a necklace. We have to become best friends with him still. You can't let us end the episode without making best friends with him.
Oh, no, you have best friend necklaces already.
Well, right, but we need him, this guy we just...
Oh, random dude on the ground.
Yeah.
Best friend necklace.
This is the best friend.
Then we can't be at war. That's how it works.
Then we gotta, it's that hard. You know what? Tisla just needs to make an unending amount of necklaces. We'll pass them out.
Next time on Island in the Sky, let's all make necklaces to stop the war.
That's the crafting thing. Next Gen Con, you just have to bring a whole bunch of
Just-
gemstone necklaces so that we all have them. Perfect. Guys, that was episode 6 of Island in the Sky called Brotherhood. It'll be up on YouTube in a few days. It'll be available on the Patreon tomorrow, so go check that out. So let's hear from our cast and crew, get your final thoughts on the episode, and we'll get the hell out of here so we can decompress. We'll start with the saddest boy. Speedy, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think of today's episode?
Okay, Jack, I see what you did with that episode name change, all right?
Yeah, you do, huh? Now it all makes sense. You're like, oh, Brotherhood, like we're friends.
Yeah. No. And you're like, at the beginning before the episode started, you're like, what was your brother's name again? It's like,
Should I tell him?
I see you, Jack. You think I don't see you? I see you.
Yep. Next episode is going to be called The Whole Party Dies, but I'm sure it means something not literal.
Yeah.
And then you'll change it right beforehand.
I'll change it right
Like,
before.
the whole island falls to its death.
Friendship necklaces.
Oh, God. I love the friendship of this group so much. Everyone is very supportive of the fact that all of us are very confused about different things in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's very wholesome, and I love it. I love this episode was a trip for me and for Wes. And God, everything is a lie. Everything is a lie, Jack.
Why would you do that to us?
I love you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Also, CDs? Really, Jack?
Well, there was a cassette tape.
We
in the
had
last
a
episode.
cassette tape, and now we have a CD. I was waiting on a floppy disk, but I guess we're not going that far back.
Yeah, we're just skipping over that one.
I thought that never happened.
I thought like tape recorder would be like the like latest of the technology we would get. I was not expecting things to get digital.
Yeah, we got some digital.
Just
Here
got
we are.
digital up
Okay,
in
wait, we have giant robot worms, but now there's nothing digital.
Well,
No CDs.
yeah. Look, the giant robot worm had a cassette tape in it. All right.
We have
Wait,
iris
I feel
scanners.
like Kenny just figured something out. Did that just happen? I just watched that happen. Your light bulb just went ding, 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 ding.
Thanks, guys. I'll just keep that one to myself, though.
Damn it.
We need to have a bonus episode, like all the theories of the
The
cast.
theory cast. Perfect.
That'd be great.
Speedy, where can we find you on the internet, buddy?
You can find me online at Not So Speedruns on Twitter and Twitch and whatever. That's where you can find me. I'm not streaming that much lately, but I do still stream some indie games sometimes, and I will get back to doing it really often eventually. I also help run the community Cast Together, which is a community of streamers dedicated to mental health. You can follow them at twitch.tv/casttogether or Twitter at casttogether. And you can see we have community games coming up on Saturday. I think we're finally going to have 4 running a game of Mouse Guard for the community, which would be really fun. There's a bunch of stuff going on there. So check out Cast Together if you're into mental health and that kind of stuff. But that's all. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Speedy, I'm just going to hire you to be my charity manager.
If you will pay me.
We'll get there. That's a new Patreon.
Listen, I don't have time to manage my own charity community that much. And I'm not getting paid for that. All right, I cannot just be a charity person for free for everyone.
Again. So let's jump over to the saddest little princess. Kenny, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
Okay, I'm definitely not sharing my secrets now.
Right. You ruined it, Mike.
Today's episode was great. It's so interesting to be in such a dynamic group, and we don't always see things the same way, but we have the same driving thing behind us all, and that's what really kind of keeps us together. Because obviously Wes and Alethea have different viewpoints on the a spiritual level, and that can be hugely disrailing, but it manages not to be disrailing, which is really cool. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm Kenny Hill. You can find me at Kenny Hill on Twitter, here on Twitch, on YouTube, and I really love playing in this campaign. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
So,
#not a princess.
Did anyone else talk to anyone else about making their character when we first started this?
No.
Nope. We got here for the session 0. We're like, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Yeah,
I remember I accidentally missed the session 0 because I think I was out of town or something.
Yeah,
I didn't even make it.
And even on session 0, we only said elf, rogue, and human paladin. I just thought about
the extent of the secrets that I had for my character was that he was a coward, that he had run away from being a paladin and was not actually approved by the church or whatever. I want
to think all I told you guys was I'm playing a dwarf and she has rocks for fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
that's all I told Jack too.
Yeah. I'm sure Jack already figured this out, but if he didn't, he's totally going to use it now. We have one person from the Magic Kingdom, one person from the Iron Kingdom, one person from Underground, and one person from On the Ground.
Oh,
that's our whole team.
You made a comment about it today.
Yeah.
In the whole prophesy, chosen ones, all of you representing the whole island.
Yep.
Well, they called each of you a different thing. He called one of you, let me pull up my document real quick. I got all those nicknames that he called you.
Oh.
I don't think anyone was, there's he's just saying words, but he called you all different things. He called Human Child of the Wood. Tisla was Child of the Earth. Alethea was Child of the Mind, and then Wes was Brother. So, bro,
dig that knife into here. So let's jump right over to that Child of the Earth herself. Chelsea, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
I am Chelsea. You may know me better as Little Red Dot, which is where you can find me on the Twitches and the Twitters. I keep a schedule because I play a lot of tabletop RPG. That's what I do. I love it. I've started making my own content and kind of ramping up my channel once a week. I just closed out with Fate of the Anchorman, actually, with Jack, and not next week because it's Halloween and it's my favorite holiday, and I'm not streaming on Halloween. I'm going to go call shenanigans. And then when I get back, the first week in November, I'm launching a brand new game on my channel. I will start playtesting indie games. So if you have an indie game, come chat to me. If you have a friend who has an indie game that needs to be played and get some eyes on it, come chat with me because I am amping that up the next couple months and then into the new year. So that's me. I play in a lot of different places. Like I said, you can find me online, and I loved this episode. I always love heavy RP episodes. I know that's surprising to all of you.
Who'd have thought?
I know, right? What? But this one in particular, like, I just feel like you're right. We're all coming at like the same. We all want the same thing, but we're coming at it from different ways. Like, I feel like all of our questions were like revolving around this central theme or this central idea of like saving the island and finding our purpose within like doing that. And I just really love how our little stories coming together.
Sweet.
It just makes.
And binding that story together and tearing our hearts out. Jack, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What do you think about today's episode? And tell us about Reliant Games.
Hey guys, my name is Jack. I go by JackoBuddy all over the internet. My main spot is Twitter, so you can follow me there for things that I'm doing. I post writing onto DM's Guild. I am a freelance writer for City of Myth with my first release with them coming out pretty soon, and I'm super hyped about that. And then on Tuesdays, I am on the Reliant Games stream, which I'll talk about in just a minute when I get to them. And then Thursdays, I am right here DMing some Island in the Sky, which is quickly becoming one of my all-time favorite campaigns that I've run. This campaign has been so amazing. You know, when this campaign started, the storyline was, hey, there's this island, and it's held up by magic, and magic is dying, and when magic runs out, the island's going to fall, and everyone's going to die. And when I wrote that, I didn't even know, like, how they can fix it or what the characters were or anything. And I wrote that. I was like, this would make an interesting campaign, so I threw it at Mike. So all this craziness, the machines, the stuff with the memories and all these different people showing up and doing all these things and all this planning and prophecy, all of this was only possible because of this amazing cast group right here. You know, I got this cast that's like, they can keep up with this stuff and they can do things. So when I write episodes, like I wrote this episode today and I'm like, okay, where can I like hit this person and do this, and we're gonna push this and poke at this, and like at the beginning I'm like, hey, y'all are camping on the road and y'all go for an hour of like character development and conversation of me like doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're a terrible party. Oh, how can we hurt the players? Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got it.
We got that under control.
Yeah.
I got that.
Oh, you need me to
Yeah,
try on
you have
camera?
emotions,
I got it.
so.
Let me just.
Oh yeah.
This happened. Yeah. So, Jack,
Yep.
who is Reliant Games?
Yeah, so Reliant Games is one of the sponsors for this show. They are a company that I own that does both original podcasts, with our first show coming out very, 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 very soon. And then we are also doing podcasts for other groups as well. We take a lot of like streams and things like that, turn them into podcasts. And by sponsoring Island in the Sky, we are going to be turning this show into a podcast that'll be available on all big platforms like iTunes and all the different places where people do podcasting. So keep your ears open because things will be coming on that very soon on when we're going to be releasing that and all those fun and exciting things.
Sweet.
And also I decided I want to start dropping the name of the next episode the previous week because Mike gets earlier every week asking me what the name is. I think last week it was the day after. It was like Friday.
Because I make all the images ahead of time because I'm smart now.
Yep. So I figured I'd just start teasing it because it's like a fun teaser. So next week on Island in the Sky for episode 7 out of 13, the big halfway point, we will be playing in A Throne of Emeralds.
Ooh. Now I am intrigued.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, on a word of sponsor, Kenny, would you do the honors? Who is
Yeah,
the Dice
so-
of Rolling?
I am also part of the duo that is Dice of Rolling. We are also sponsoring Mike and unMadeGaming and all the campaigns he helps make happen here on the channel. And what we make, my husband and I, in Dice of Rolling are 5th edition, color-coded, optimized dice. And if you go to diceofrolling.com, you can use the code UMG to get $1 off your order. And that will go, part of the proceeds will go to supporting all of the campaigns here. And the holiday season is coming up. So definitely get those orders in sooner rather than later.
Sweet. And the last thing, not a sponsor, but will be eventually, we just launched a Patreon. The Patreon's ultimate goal is to pay for these people. I want to start giving back to the community in more than just charity. I want to be able to pay the GMs. I want to be able to pay the players. And our Patreon is our goal to how to do that. So at a minimum, guys, go check that out. Hit the follow button so you can see when I update the Patreon and take a look at the goals and see if you fit in anyone. Literally, if everyone on Twitch that's following right now donated $1, we could pay for everyone for the rest of forever, which is super awesome. So go check them out. And with that, we're going to go raid our friend Bubbernot, who's doing the complete opposite of what we're doing, and he's having a terrible time playing a horror game. So go hit him with all the good feels and make him safe as a warm hug that is Islands in the Sky. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.